Well, if you have been tuning in, you know that yesterday was a devastating loss for our community. A man took a husband and wife hostage. The husband was shot and killed. The wife was also shot along with a CHP officer. And tonight we are learning more about what led up to the scene and the chaos near Mahaney Park in Roseville. This is new video of investigators continuing to gather evidence tonight. Coming up in just a minute, our Brandon Rittiman is breaking down what led up to this incident with multiple people shot and why did this happen in such a public place. But first, tonight, I want to start with the victims. Our Alicia Machado is live in Roseville speaking with neighbors who knew the person that was killed. Good evening, Alicia.
Alex, a very emotional day for neighbors who lived near James McEgan and his wife, still in shock to hear of their neighbor's passing. One woman we spoke with actually brought to tears as we broke the news to her that her neighbor had passed away after this shooting near Mahaney Park. Neighbors I spoke with say that Jim, as they called him, was a wonderful, kind man, and him and his wife were just the sweetest couple. They are still trying to fathom how something like this could happen to their neighbor, let alone something like this in their community. Police also revealed today that the second victim of this shooting, as you said, Alex, is his spouse. Neighbors are sending their thoughts and prayers to her, hoping she's able to make a full recovery. All the neighbors we spoke with today only had nice things to say about this couple. Take a listen to what one neighbor had to say who lives just down the road.
They were the ones that decorated their house at Christmas time. They always smiled, they always waved, they always talked to you. We loved them as neighbors. If Mother Teresa was right here, they would be right with Mother Teresa.
Now, neighbors tell me the couple enjoyed taking trips together and camping. We're told they were close to their faith, actively involved in church, and also helped others within the community. Neighbors still wondering how something like this could happen, and many of them concerned for Jim's spouse. We are working to find out more details about her condition and how she's doing, as so many neighbors are wondering the same. We reached out to Roseville Police to see how she was doing, and they say for the privacy of the family, they are not releasing any more details about her condition at this time. We will continue to keep you updated and keep an eye on that once we learn more information. Alex.
All right, Alicia, thank you so much. I mean, sorry, it's just absolutely devastating for this family. Just such a senseless act, and it's kind of hard to wrap your head around all this even happening yesterday. Alicia, thank you so much. I do want to mention I spent some time out in Roseville today, and from what I saw, things are finally opening back up. Cars are back on the roads that were closed down. The park was pretty empty, but take a look at what Roseville looked like just yesterday. The quiet 55-plus community, Sun City, was bursting with law enforcement as they served a search warrant for the suspect's car and home. Neighbors told us the woman being brought from the home is the suspect's mother. Meanwhile, the suspect remains in the hospital. I want to go ahead and bring in investigative reporter Brandon Rittiman now, because you've been talking to law enforcement sources all day today about this. We know that serving a warrant, it can be dangerous. But how did we get here to where an incident like this is happening in a very public place and it's resulting in three people being shot and loss of life?
And you know, that's really the key question. Why was this warrant being served at a public park? And CHP officials told me they don't know what the plan was at this point. It's an internal investigation. But
still
that's
an active, ongoing investigation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're looking at this through an administrative lens, like, did our employees do the right thing? So we don't yet know if the plan was to serve the search warrant on the car at the park, or if they showed up at the house perhaps and the car wasn't there and then they found it. These are the kinds of things that we need answers to. But I will tell you, this case is prompting the policing world to take a closer look in general at how they handle warrants. The vast majority of warrants are served without incidents. It's incredibly rare for something like this to turn into a hostage situation. I spoke with a retired FBI agent, Glenn Norling, today.
It's absolutely a very high bar right now, because an innocent member of the public has lost their lives just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Was this worth it for law enforcement? And that's something that law enforcement has to contend with each and every day.
Yeah, was it worth it? And it's really tough for anyone to make a value judgment about this plan right now, because there's just so much left to learn. I spoke briefly on the phone today with former Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hahn. He said what stood out to him most about the case is how little information CHP and Roseville shared in the aftermath of this shooting. Last night, they weren't sharing some key details. What was the warrant for? We now know it was a search warrant tied to a freeway shooting in Sac County. Did an officer fire their service weapon? That was a question we had. Today, Roseville PD officer confirmed that officers did, in fact, fire weapons. There was an exchange of gunfire. Norling, the former FBI agent, he trains people for active shootings. And Alex, he says, this is really a reminder that it can happen in places that we wouldn't expect. And his advice really is to be prepared, but not paranoid all the time. He compared it to kind of ideally how you would be driving a car. You know, you're keeping actively aware and you know what you would do if something was to go wrong out there. But yeah, you know, it's just another troubling sign. People worried about incidents, you know, where people gather.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about an open space.
Thank you, Brandon. Of course, we'll continue to follow this. Brandon Ritteman looking into it.